As far as the big manufacturers go, Motorola is one of the only ones to try and push the boundaries of what we should expect to get for our money. It wants to give us the best mobile Android experience possible for each price range. The Moto G is the king of the low-end phones, and the Moto X has been a wonderful high-end phone. The Moto X Play kind of sits in between. I'm Cam from 9to5 Google, and this is my review. The overall design ethos takes as much inspiration from the more premium Moto X Style or Pure Edition as it can without breaking the bank. It's a solid device with an ergonomic curved back that has a really tactile, almost grippy finish on the removable shell. I can't overstate this, it feels wonderful in hand, like it belongs there. Despite having the appearance of metal, the frame is actually a chrome finished plastic, although the slim pill-shaped camera housing running down the middle is a soft finish metal. The front is dominated by a large 5.5-inch display with attractive slim bezels. Both the single front-facing loudspeaker and earpiece are hidden beneath two identical cutouts, giving an overall look of simple symmetry. To give users flexibility and reduce clutter, the nano SIM and microSD card tray is one and the same. One card fits on one side, flip it over, and there's a slot for the other. What's more, customers buying the X Play can order one to their own spec, choosing the rear shell and metal accent colours, putting their own engraving on the back, welcome greeting on the screen, and choose between 16 or 32GB storage options. As if the ergonomics and durable design weren't enough, Motorola's also kitted it out with water-resistant qualities. So it looks good, feels good, and won't die when it gets wet. The screen on the front is a 1080 by 1920 resolution panel, giving it a pixel density of just over 400 ppi. For the most part, it's a great display. Images and text are crisp and sharp, and it's a really bright display. I rarely had brightness above 50% the entire time I used the phone. Colours are natural too, and the only disappointing part of the screen was the contrast. And even that wasn't terrible. Its blacks were more like dark greys, especially when viewing them at low light conditions. Watching videos, gaming and browsing the web was a great all-round experience. Even viewing angles were good, and there was no obvious colour distortion when looking at it from a different angle. I wouldn't complain much if this screen was in a flagship phone, but the fact that it isn't makes it even better. On the back is a 21 megapixel camera, and as long as you have a little patience, it can sometimes take good shots. Using Motorola's default camera app in automatic mode is more hit than miss. Touch the screen and it takes a picture. It's so fast you don't even really get to see if the shot was in focus or if lighting and exposure levels were good. Chances are they're probably not. Switch to manual and you can quickly and easily set the focus point and adjust the exposure to your liking. Still, I often found it overexposing. But more frustrating was that it didn't really like focusing at all on anything close up. For pictures to share on social networks, it's okay, but it really isn't great. Images come out fuzzy a lot of the time, especially in low light. Onto performance, and the Snapdragon 615 mid-range octa-core processor divides opinion. I've used it in a few phones, some have been amazing, others terrible. With the Moto X Play, the 1.7GHz chip does a great job dealing with everyday tasks. I didn't see much stutter or lag when app switching or web browsing, scrolling through pages. That's thanks mostly to it having a virtually stock version of Android. Even loading games was pretty quick, but at least once or twice a day the phone stalled. I'd be launching an app and it just gets stuck loading while supposedly waiting for data to download. Except nothing happened, and the only way to fix was to clear the apps from memory and launch it again. I've been using it as my daily driver for as long as I've had it, and almost every day I'd be getting along fine. Most of the time I didn't have a more powerful flagship powered up at the same time, but on those odd occasions that it slowed down, I kind of wish I had. Battery life though, that's something else. On Geekbench's battery life benchmark, with screen brightness set to 50%, it achieved 5.5 hours of screen on time. In daily use, it almost got to 2 days between charges, and that was with a Moto 360 connected constantly. The 3630 mAh battery in this can't get you through a full day's use. I don't think anything can. All in all, the Moto X is a generally great device. None of its features are perfect, each has its own compromise, no matter how small that may be, and that's what you get when you don't spend flagship money on a product. Apart from the OnePlus 2, which is almost impossible to buy, it's hard to think of much else at this price point that offers as good an overall experience as the X Play. I like it a lot. but I do struggle to love it. I've been Cam. I'm at Cam Bunton on Twitter. You can tweet me, ask me questions. Of course, leave your comments and questions in the comment section below as well. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you like our content. It helps out a lot. See you again soon.